G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I hope you're all well out there. International break still dragging on, just popping out for a walk. Still getting back to full health, nearly there, but I'm feeling better than I have for quite a few months, so it's all good. I saw Jed Spence. Jed Spence was interviewed by Rio Ferdinand. I can tell you, Rio Ferdinand's come a long way as an interviewer since he said, yeah, if I was offered the England captaincy, I'd love to take up the mantle piece. So he did all right, and I really enjoyed it. And I saw Jacob do a review on his United Spurs of America channel, which is pretty good. I thought Jed came across really well, actually, really well. Confident, individual, you know. He's a man that seems to beat by his own drum. He's got his sense of style, and I think it's great. And hearing him talk about how he's come through his career at Tottenham was pretty cool. He looked like, it wasn't like, I'm always a little bit wary of interviews with current footballers because there's a lot of PR, media training, but he seemed pretty natural to me. Talked about how he was a bit like slightly demotivated when Conte immediately wrote him off by saying he was a club signing, not one of his signings. I mean, that was bad man management. But now he's come back, and you've got to admire the bloke. I mean, I've loved watching him play this year. He's been so exciting. I don't think he's hardly put a foot wrong. Hardly put a foot wrong. You know, if you're watching the game with the eyes of a child, like me, then that's a player that gets me pumped, get excited. When he gets the ball, magic can happen. And considering how he started off at Spurs, out on loan for a couple, year, and then next year Ange comes in, out on loan, and in the close season last season, he chose to, fight for his place and not in a winding his contract down sort of way. You got to bear in mind, like he was behind Udogie, Porro, probably Ben Davis. So there's no like easy chance on the horizon. Wasn't named in the Europa squad. He had to bide his time. He had to be very, very patient. But when his chance came for him and we had injuries, no moping around, he got straight onto it and lit the pitch on fire. So I think that's pretty incredible by him to just stick at it. He said in the interview, he mentioned, it's not so much of a fuel for his fire to prove people wrong. He's driven, he wants to get better, wants to improve every single day, get better and better and better. And we can see that. I mean, we ain't seen the best of him yet. And I think that's the same with quite a few of our players. We haven't seen the best of them yet. They're only really just getting going in this lark. It's interesting, like, Jed was, I think a lot of footballers, because to me footballers are always closer to artists and musicians than they are to maybe, I don't know, some other athletes or, us. Because they've got to have that determination. They've got to be a little bit, different. Because you've got to have that single-minded obsession. They're lucky. They found something that they love when they were usually children. And that was, when you love something, it's not like work. But repetition, drills, practice, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours to get up to that standard. It's an incredible work rate. So you have, it's no surprise to me when footballers are interviewed and they have got a sense of themselves. And that is, I'm not talking about an introvert, extrovert sort of thing. Just, no, this is me, what I'm doing. This is what I do. I'll compare him. This is going to be, you won't see this comparison anywhere else on the internet. I compare it to someone like Steve Archibald, who was a great player for us in the early 80s. Totally his own man. Totally just, he was just Steve Archibald. There's, we'll take more care of you. There was no one like him. Never tucked his shirt in. Always a little bit grumpy sometimes, But he came up the hard way. Car mechanic, Aberdeen, Tottenham, Barcelona. Worked. Got better and better and better. And he, I think footballers are like this. They're a bit different. You have to be a bit different, man. And I think that's part of the the underestimated skill in being a football manager. It's not just lines on a chalkboard, you know, dots, you know, moving around Subbuteo pieces. You're taking 25 well-formed, individual, obsessive, high-performance athletes, different personalities, you know, and how the hell do you get all that to work? I mean, it's it's quite amazing when you think about it. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not just a matter of picking a team, that's it. There's so much more that goes into it. But I think the other thing, like, you know, Jed was saying that he enjoys playing the style of football he's playing with Ange, because he's getting up where the chaos occurs at the other end of the pitch. He said the other players are enjoying it. And, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Like, if Ange was like a bit, you know, clueless, I don't think the likes of Jed Spence would have really chosen to take a punt and wait for something to happen to get a chance. I think it was like, you know, some clown be like, "Nah, I'll go on loan, or can we get out of here?" Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. But the players seem to want to play for Ange at the moment. They really, really do. I know performances are a bit up and down, but I'm not seeing any lack of effort. You know, that's the main thing I'm saying. I'm not seeing any lack of effort. We've seen that. You know, when the air goes out of the balloon a bit, you know, the end of days of Poch, Conte, Mourinho. I don't know if the balloon was ever inflated for Nuno, really. So you can see when it happens, but no. Okay, our performances, our disappointments are a bit up and down. But the fact that I think the players are still buying into all of this, it's worth waiting to see. Worth waiting to see. I think, you know, everyone back off a little bit, let them do their job. Because no one's going anywhere at the moment. There's no transfer window, no one's getting sacked, no nothing. Just give them a bit of breathing space. And then at the end of the season, if people are not happy that Tottenham haven't risen to their high expectations or whatever, then okay, maybe that's for a time for a bit of chat. But now we're in the middle of a campaign. Quarterfinals of the UEFA Cup. I mean, wow. That's not a bad season, you know. I mean, 14th in the league. Oh, look, if you're 9th or 15th, it's not something that really concerns me, you know. If you're not going to win it, or you're not getting European qualification, so long as you don't get relegated, not fussed. Not fussed. I always want to win every game, but it's not something that eats at my craw, you know. I think a craw's there, isn't it? So European glory, you know. We're in it, man. We're absolutely in it. Quarterfinal. Could be our 3rd UEFA Cup win, our 4th European trophy. Arsenal have only got 1. No pedigree in that team. It's a big achievement, man. Winning a European trophy. I hope it lifts people if we get that far. You know, I'm running away ahead of the fairies, but that's a big prestigious cup, you know, and it's been our privilege to win it in 1972 and 1984 in style as well. It's our bloody cup. It's time we took it back. So at the moment, you know, I'm just spending my time recuperating. I'm champing at the bit to watch Spurs again. I can't wait. I really can't wait to see us stuff Chelsea. I think that'd be a nice little confidence booster. We go to run it, Chelsea, Southampton, Frankfurt, bang, bang, bang. I think we can do it. And, you know, hopefully next international break, if there is one before the end of the season, we win the game before the start of it, because, you know, it is disappointing seeing all the reaction online. It really is. You know, that's the main thing it is to me, because there's a fan base in, you know, 70s, 80s and 90s. We were always bloody united, man. Always united. And it wasn't like every season was brilliant. There were some seasons that were a bit, you know, how you going? But the fans were always on the side of the team. It was always team first, team number one. It's the only way you can succeed. Put the team first. There's no fan, no player, no manager, no owner, no nothing that's more important than the team. It's all about the team. So, you know, we could really be getting behind these guys, you know, giving them space, because we're putting too much pressure on them, you know. There's so much pressure on these people at the moment. I'd find it impossible for them to be performing as well as they could be. And I think that's a real shame, because I think we've played some really brilliant football this year. You know, not all the time, but there's been times when we've been playing fantastic stuff. If we can galvanise that and make that the norm, I think we'd be a brilliant team. We've got some good players in there. If you look at the team compared to a couple of years ago, I think we've definitely improved it. Definitely improved it. So I think the fair time for criticism is you can only do it if you give them space, get off their back, let them do what they've got to do. Let them do what they've got to do. Give them as much as support as you can. Cheer them from the rafters, whether they win, lose or draw. You'll see the best of them. And then only after that, do we or the owners or whatever think, is that the best of them? Is that good enough? But at the moment, we're tying one hand behind our backs with some of our support. It's like tying my hand behind my back and then moaning I ain't got a left hook. I think that's unfair. We're stacking the deck against them. So, you know, we're putting them down, putting pressure on them, and then moaning when they're not, you know, beating Fulham 5-0. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. So, you know, I hope, you know, things might change, you know. A couple of wins, it's always good for the soul, isn't it? Maybe that'll quieten a few people down and get people back on track. But yeah, like the main reason I've been doing these videos and been very vitriolic is because it really does sadden me. It does sadden me how like 1% of fans are making so much noise, and it's just stuffing things up, man. It really is. It doesn't do any good. It's making us weaker. And at White Hart Lane, we're the strongest. Always the strongest, man. Always united every single time. You know, you get thumped 3-0, you just go to the pub and, you know, life goes on. And I suppose those days are gone, haven't they? But, you know, nice to see some of it coming back, some spirit, some support. That'd be nice. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that do it. Just need to make your voices stronger and drown out the people that are going to matches to get on TikTok because they're having to go at a player. They're not team first, they're putting themselves above the team. It's outrageous. So, yeah, anyway, Jed Spence, good interview. I enjoyed it. Seems like a very cool cat. And the other thing about Jed Spence, he doesn't seem to give a fuck, you know, doesn't give a fuck. And I think we've got, in a good way, you know, and I think we've got some players that are definitely in that mould, you know. Archie Gray, all different personalities, but Archie Gray. Lucas Bergvall, you know, I mean, there's loads of players we've got, but, you know, those three, the amount of, I think their attitude is absolutely superb for young players. You know, if they get knocked down, no mucking about, straight back up, get on with it, get on with it. Getting the ball in a tight situation, they've got the confidence to deal with it. You know, Archie Gray's done that a load of times when he was playing at centre-back, doing all sorts of stuff that, oh my God, there's no bloody way I'd even think about doing that when I was a defender, no way. But calm, unflappable. And they're not put off, they're not overawed. They don't seem to be overawed by oppositions. I mean, Jed Spence, he's dealt with some of the best wingers in the world. Come out with flying colours, man, no intimidation. You know, they've got a bit of steely resolve in the heart of this team, and I'd like to see that grow a bit. I think it's exciting times ahead of Tottenham Hotspur, 14th in the league. Don't care. I think there's exciting times. I think we've got a lot to be happy about, but, you know, come on. It's up the Spurs. Come on, you Spurs, anyway. Till next time, peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs.